What up? Hey, I figured I would take some time today to finally provide a brief overview about what this channel is about and maybe introduce myself a little bit. My name's Nick. I typically go by Wicked Witch whenever I'm gaming. Uh, which brings me to my next point, like things I'm into. I thoroughly enjoy video games. I'm not good at them. I'll never claim to be good at them. But I enjoy like the little intricacies of trying to figure things out. I have the added complication of not enjoying dialogue, so sometimes I'll click through things and that yeah that increases the complication level for me. But so be it. I try to game for a stress reliever. Um, so I do like games that you can kind of just hop into and you really don't have like an extremely long like intro or an extremely long storyline or something that makes a game feel like work. Uh, which makes me particularly gravitate away from like survival games and stuff like that. And I usually gravitate towards ARPGs and other action games that again that you could just like jump into. Um, yeah, outside of gaming, I like music. I stream music from my phone almost all day at work, all day, or anytime I'm in my vehicle. I like metal, a little bit of EDM. I like old school and a little bit of new school hip hop. Yeah, I'm not a huge country fan. There's like a little bit like one or two country songs that I can tolerate, but not a whole lot of that going on. I do like acoustic. I particularly like whenever it's like acoustic rock or hard metal songs that have been made acoustic. Um, but yeah, I mean that's generally my music vibe. Other things I'm into, I do like action sports. I'm not really good at BMX or any of that stuff anymore. Not that I ever was like great, but I enjoy mountain biking. I can hit some jumps, and I like to go fast, and that's my primary action sport that I do personally. Not a whole lot of mountains around here, but we do have like one or two areas in particular that are pretty fun to ride. Um, as for the channel, what got me into making content was particularly like a buddy of mine got me into trying to start a podcast, and so I gathered what equipment I did have. I already had the mic. I bought the webcam, and I realized that that doing this provided me a little bit of stress relief. Whenever I initially turn the camera on, and this is why I don't do live, but whenever I initially turn the camera on, there's like a blip of of like stress, and then it kind of all goes downhill as I get to cooking and I get to I get to talking and kind of I feel like I'm venting out the things that I'm thinking, and I'm able to talk like fluidly about how I feel, and yeah, either way I find it to be stress relieving. So yeah, it started with a podcast, and I kind of bled it over to gaming, and yeah, overall I just find it to be relatively stress relieving. So I'm continuing to doing it. I uh, I enjoy sitting down and making the shorts from my phone. I I gotta say that they're probably not the best quality. It doesn't seem like YouTube's um, short quality is great, but I mean, is what it is. It's I still have a fun time doing it. I'm trying to figure out like some of the niches of like the algorithms and stuff like that. I do think it's weird, like things that I find pretty funny end up like one or two views, and then you can make a video that's not even informational. It's just like just slightly quirky, and then yeah, it like pops off overnight. So I do find it interesting that like YouTube works in mysterious ways. Um, that being said, I have made some like critical errors while I first got into this. Gosh, it wasn't one of my first videos, but I think it was my first World of Warcraft video. I didn't push the 48-volt button on my audio box to turn my condenser mic on. So, I mean, I was just sitting here talking, and yeah, I talked as if my mic was on, and I didn't capture any microphone audio from my angle, but OBS still captured desktop audio. So that being said, um, a guy that I game with, he streamed and recorded all the audio that he got. So what I did was I went in there and edited like all the parts that I talked into my video, and the audio quality is absolutely terrible. But I felt like it was kind of like atoning for my sins. Like I had to go in there and do it and get it done, so that way I would learn the lesson, and maybe build like a checklist to check audio sources before I really get into making a video. Um, so that was my first major lesson here, and then to continue with the lessons, I thought everything was good to go. I um continued to make videos, and I kind of started building up like a backlog of videos that were being saved to folders in my computer, but not necessarily processed and put onto YouTube. Well, I went back and and suddenly I realized that like two of the videos weren't capturing Discord audio. So I had other people in Discord with me, or as a group, we were gaming and in all talking and engaging with each other, but I wasn't capturing their audio. So it looked like I was just talking to myself. So again, kind of pea brained it and thought, well, I have to do the same thing. Same thing that I did, and I went in and edited their audio into the video like bit by bit, and it was kind of, I mean, it was such a slug, right? Like if you have a 1 hour or 2 hour video, like you're gonna spend upwards 4 or 5 hours editing that stuff in, because you have to like go through each line by line over and over again to make sure that it perfectly lines up with the dialogue. So that being said, all the World of Warcraft content that I've worked on so far has been a little rough, but uh, I now have like a brief little checklist that I plan to go through every time I turn on OBS, so that way I really don't have to deal with those struggles again. Um, yeah, I guess rolling on here, I think what would make this channel different than other channels. I have no intent on doing anything like over the top. I don't intend to ever ask for the like, comment, subscribe stuff. I only intend to ever be like genuine, in my beliefs and in my personality. Uh, I always make the joke that like you'll never see me dressed like a zebra, or you'll never see me essentially like put on an act, because quite honestly I don't have the energy for that. Like I said, I already come in here to do the videos as a form of stress relief, so I wouldn't want this to feel I guess like over the top like entertainment, because I think that would cause additional stress to me. Uh, but what I think what I do bring to the table is based on like some of the career fields that I've had and some of the work experience that I've had. I do a pretty decent job at at using, comedy and like the equity that I build with with people to kind of build like a community, whether it's a gaming community or other production methods, and working groups and stuff like that. And I think that I can bring like a decent amount of energy and potential to the table, and maybe get like a little group that can engage together, so that way it does provide um, interesting content at times. And like I said, I plan to make authentic content for myself, and so maybe you would find that interesting as well, and either the form of gaming or into shorts. um yeah, like I said, I don't really have any intent to go on live. I think that would cause a little bit of stress for me. I do see the angle of how it would provide like a live chat that you could engage with, but I think I would have to evaluate that at a later time to see whether honestly, if it's profitable for me. And I don't mean like monetary, I mean like again, stress wise. Like I wouldn't want it to be something that like I because initially I wouldn't know how to engage with something like that. So I would have to really dig deep and see if that's something I'm interested in, because obviously if there's errors or flaws with a video that I record, I mean, I can atone for that by spending the time for like for editing and or going back and fixing it, or if worse comes to worse, you just completely delete the video and call it that. But yeah, I would really worry um that if I did go live, that it's honestly, people might see just how bad I am at games. People, like, oh gosh, what if they don't like me and all that stuff. I really don't know if I would want to deal with that. That being said, like I would like to deal with or kind of engage in like comments and discussions, whether it's Discord, um, emails, or anything like that. I enjoy gaming with other people. Like I said, I really like a community. I'm interested to see where the World of Warcraft stuff goes. If the group that I'm in right now continues with that, if that case, and I'd like to be part of a guild, maybe see if we get better at that game, or maybe joining other discords and finding other people that play games. And yeah, I'm not exactly looking for an echo chamber or a like a hive mind. I mean, I enjoy hearing like opposing opinions or different opinions, and growing from there. I think that being said, I believe that like we should be able to talk about our views, right? Like if someone, whether me or someone else, says something, I think that we should be able to talk openly about it, so um that way you can kind of understand like a group like moral compass um about essentially how everyone feels about it, right? Like I don't think that it should be like one person dictating how things go or sound. So, but yeah, I mean, I have a pretty large family. I mean, I game relatively casually. This isn't a job for me. Um, I don't do anything competitively. I'm a relatively non-competitive person, so that keeps me mostly out of FPS and stuff like that, unless my gaming groups that I'm in kind of talk me into dabbling in it. Um, but usually, if I do something like that, I want to do like a supportive role, whether it's like healer or like an off tank or something like that, something that supports the group, since um like natively that's why I'm there to begin with. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's me. I think that's the general principles right now. Maybe I'll update this as I go and see as I change as a person and as the channel changes and grows. Maybe preferences change or maybe there's different directions that I would want to take this, but yeah, that's all I've got for now, guys. Thanks.